Hey, this is Scott Druggy Bonsai. I thought it'd be fun to go over these EN-EL15 batteries that I have. Various different manufacturers. I have the original Nikon that is 1900 milliamp hour. I have a Promaster, which is 1900 milliamp hour. Also a Power2000, which says that it's 2200 milliamp hour. And a Wasabi Power, which says it's 2000 milliamp hour. So I'll do a little weight test. I just picked up this scale today. $15, so who knows if it's perfect, but also going to use the Nikon D600 in video mode with all these batteries to see which one has the most power after 5 or 10 minutes of just straight recording with the D600. But all of these batteries here are potentially different ages. They are all older and they all relatively work fine, but I am very curious to see if one of them holds more power, because I really don't pay too much attention to it. I generally keep my batteries very well charged. Probably out of this group, I've used the Power2000 a little bit less than the other ones, just because I don't trust whatever that brand is compared to these other ones that I have a little more confidence in. So let's do a quick weight test to see if there are any differences between these. First off, let's do the original Nikon battery. So it says 3.1 ounces. Next, let's do the Wasabi Power. 2.6, so it's definitely a reduction in weight. Promaster. 2.7, a little heavier than the Wasabi. And then the Power2000. 2.6. Nope, 2.5 almost. Promaster might be a little bit heavier than these two, but it's about equivalent. And then the Nikon is considerably heavier. Before we get started, I wanted to adjust a few settings on the D600 to increase power usage. We have the monitor brightness, put it all the way up to max. Also in movie settings, the highest frame rate, the highest resolution, and also the highest quality setting. And besides that, I think we can get started. First off, we've got the Nikon battery. So go into battery info. Has 100% charge. Just click OK. And I'm going to go into live view with video. Just leave it as is and start recording. So you can see 1954. I'll just do 5 minutes for each one. So we're coming down to the 5-minute mark, and I will stop it at that point and we'll look at the battery charge to see if it changed at all. So we're stopped. Go back into the menu. Battery info. Use 5% of the battery. Next one is Promaster. Check battery info. 100% charge. 1, 0. So go into the menu, battery info. Now this one says 99%. It's interesting. It's also possible these don't report similarly to Nikon. So I'll do the Wasabi. Go into the menu, battery info. 100%. 3, 2, 1. So go into the menu. Battery info. This one says 98%. So I got the Power2000 battery. This one apparently has the most milliamp hours. This is the Power2000. Go into menu, 100% charge. So that's that. Let's go into battery info. 98%. This one says it has the largest capacity, so that's interesting. So we'll start the second test. I will do them in the same order as I did previously. So I'll do a 10-minute test this time. I'm going to format the card after every test in this case. I'll format it with the battery that I'm going to test with. I think my recording was not on for the Nikon battery. So after 10 minutes, it's 86%. So we got the Promaster in here at 10 minutes. Let's look at the battery info. That one is 94% charge. 10-minute test for Wasabi. Go into the menu. Battery info, 94%. We're nearing the end on a 10-minute test on the Power2000 battery. There we go. Go into the menu, battery info. So this one's at 93%. So what have we learned testing out these 4 different batteries? As I mentioned before, the ages might be slightly different, give or take a year, I would say. So the Nikon battery that I used in this test came with the D600. So that's probably the oldest one with the most use. That could be an indication why I had the lowest percentage at the end. The next one, Wasabi, I looked it up and I picked these up on Amazon, 2 of them. October 2012, Power2000. I think this came with D600, I'm not totally sure. But I don't use it quite as much as the other batteries, so that could be why it holds a little bit more charge. But it does say that it has 2,200 milliamp hour, which I wouldn't agree with compared to these other batteries. In the Promaster, I think this is the most recent one, still definitely quite a few years old. So that said, so if you pick up relatively decent third-party batteries, I'd say you're going to get a somewhat similar charge to the OEM batteries. In most cases, there are a lot of factors involved. You have age of the battery, use of the battery, how much you've charged it. There could be so many different little things, but I think this is a relatively decent test to get a good idea of that third-party battery situation. I do like the Wasabi brand, which are my go-to for third-party stuff. The Power2000 one, I think can be iffy in some situations, but it looks kind of decent here. But like I said, I haven't used it as much as other ones, and it's still a little bit lower, as you can see in the final percentage. There could be some issues with reporting of the percentage value on the third-party batteries, so I wouldn't give this as a gospel, a perfect test, because there are so many factors involved. Anyways, I don't think there is a huge issue buying third-party batteries. As long as you get a relatively decent one, don't buy the cheapest garbage. Try to find brands that have high-quality reviews, legitimate reviews, such as the Wasabis, like I said, which are generally my go-to. But besides that, if you want to save a little money, third-party batteries are probably not a terrible idea in most situations. So I hope you found that interesting. Thanks. I'm Scott from Photography Bonsai.